Hello, this is Marcel Stokes with your update today. Hope you're having a good day today. You see, right now we have a slight risk this is from the Storm Prediction Center this morning. We have a slight risk of showers and thunderstorms over parts of the parts of Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, pretty much parts of the central plains, pretty much. Risk today will be pretty much damaging winds and large hail. Even though a tornado cannot be ruled out, but if there were to be a tornado, the best chance would be in parts of northeastern parts of Kansas and northern parts of Missouri. As we head into here's the next day outlook. Also calling for a risk of severe thunderstorms over parts of looks like parts of Nebraska, South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota, and also parts of the Great Lakes around Chicago, Detroit, and parts of northern parts of Indiana and Ohio. Once again, the threat likely will be large hail and possibly some damaging winds, and also obviously the tornado threat cannot be ruled out with this potential. Uh, Here's a drought monitor right now. I want to show you pretty interesting about this. It's been very dry over parts of the Southwest and parts of also the Southeast is now starting to experience that now. We're starting to experience now they're getting really dry over here. Now Florida is even starting to become a little bit too dry, so they could use some rain. But obviously, you can tell the biggest drought has been over parts of Texas where the wildfires have been going on. So these obviously need some rain. You'll see the drought is starting to expand now farther north to include parts of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, even parts of Minnesota starting to deal with it. So they could use some rain themselves. And parts of Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, and obviously Arizona and New Mexico are obviously also dealing with this drought. So they could also use some rain. And the only thing they're going to depend on as we get into the summer months is a tropical system. Here's a look at the tropics right now. Pretty clear right now. You can see there's a lot of wind shear aloft. You can obviously tell by the clouds streaking from southwest to northeast. There is a ton amount of wind shear right now. And this actually is not a good supporter for any tropical development to develop. So as long as we have wind shear aloft, there's not going to be good potential for any storms in the tropics to fire up. So that's what we're thinking. The shear is going to continue for the next few days, prohibit anything from developing, as it doesn't look like it right now. But the interesting thing is this morning, the GFS model has been shooting out for the past few days of potential development of a storm, possibly now looks like around this location. This is not the current one. This is the current satellite, but it's not going to develop what you see right here to your south. The GFS is putting something out right here and begins to take it off a little bit farther off to the northwest. It appears once again, like I said yesterday, still appears that a trough will be in place over the north of the east coast. So as this moves in, it's going to begin to feel the effects of the trough and then get turned out to sea. And they become official, and then want to see whether it affects Bermuda or not with maybe some waves and some showers, thunderstorms. But I'm hoping it curves a little bit farther to the west, that we actually get some much needed rain over parts of South Florida as they begin to experience a drought. So we'll have to stay tuned to that and see what track the storm takes. Just look right now at the sea surface temperatures right now. You can see it's getting very warm right now over parts of the Caribbean, parts of the Gulf of Mexico, and the Atlantic's becoming very warm. Nearly 2 degrees above average right now. It's actually warming up nearly 2 degrees every couple of days as we get new runs. She's also becoming a little warmer. The equatorial Pacific right now becoming very warm, and obviously these little dark spots you see where it's becoming really warm over parts of the Gulf of Mexico, the western Gulf of Mexico, east coast of Florida, and right here around Panama and the Caribbean. So this is going to be an interesting factor to see what we could have this season coming up. Now, just because we have warm sea surface temperatures doesn't mean we're automatically going to have an active season. It depends on many factors what we could have. We need to have, obviously, enough. We don't need dry air aloft. We need moisture aloft. We need support and profiles in the wind in the atmosphere to support development. We have strong winds shear aloft. It's not going to develop. We need calm winds aloft, moisture in the atmosphere, sea surface temperatures above 80 degrees, and a couple more factors also to help and support tropical development. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens this season. Pretty ready to see what happens this season, but wouldn't be surprised if we have a storm by early to mid-June. That's looks like a lot of models are starting to come together with this, and we'll continue to keep you updated here on these little video updates we make, and also just come chat with me anytime on my Facebook page.